The trustworthy Muhammad, he made, and his wife, she is obviously trustworthy too, she made the father of Muhammad, father-in-law, drunk in order to make him, to fool him, they scam him. The guy did not marry her to him. Read the story carefully. The guy, he did not marry her to him. So she called her father and a group of Quraysh, and she served him alcohol until they got drunk. Drunk. What? Until they got drunk. And he fainted from drinking. He passed, passed out. And then they changed his clothing. Do you see it? It's in front of you. The trustworthy Muhammad, his first marriage was by fraud. Thank you, alcohol. The man, he woke up and she told him, he said to her, why am I wearing those clothes? Said, oh, yesterday you married me to Muhammad. I did not marry you to Muhammad. I will never marry you to such a man, he said. Even he took his sword, he want to go and fight Muhammad. Khadija, she said to him, do you want everybody to laugh at you that you did what you did when you are drunk? That your daughter made fun of you? Do you want? She is blackmailing him. Imagine the daughter. This is how Muhammad, the trustworthy, he got married to Khadija, a woman in the age of his mother. Now the trustworthy, as this guy he said, are you there, Terrell?
Can you hear me now?
All right, I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. It's good to speak with you. You're one of my heroes.
Thank you very much, Terrell. So, I saw your video with this guy, and I was really laughing about the hypocrisy and the lies he just gave you. He said he was, by the way, he was trying to make a mockery of us as a Christian, if you notice, by saying, did Jesus come to you in a dream? Right?
Yes. Yeah. And one thing, like when I went to, like, I was anxious before I went online, and I knew that I wasn't in a good space to debate. And I've studied lots. I listen to you all the time. I was listening to you last night when I was working on my business. But I went into it anxious, and he sounded like a nice guy when I was listening to him online. So I said, oh, okay, he's live. Maybe I'll join him and just get to know him a bit, just to build a relationship. And then right away, he caught me off guard saying he doesn't talk about personal history, which I think is, I would take back what I said about that. I think personal testimony is very important as long as it's spirit and truth, right? But I was not in a good space for debate that day.
Yeah, it's okay, but the point is how many lies he gave to you. He mentioned that Muhammad, the reason Muhammad is a true, first, we look at his life. Well, here we go. We are showing reference about life of Muhammad. The life of Muhammad, marrying a woman, she is in the age of his mother, by making the father of Khadija get drunk. And as you see, this is not our books. None of this is our books. This is Musnad Ahmad. This is Imam Ahmad. So, this is the founder of a big Islamic sect in Islam. Hundreds of millions belong to him. So, this is how Muhammad, he married Khadija by a fraud. They made the man get drunk. They invited a bunch of people. They made them go drunk. When he is asleep, they change his clothing. When he woke up, he says, why am I wearing this? She said, you marry me to Muhammad. He said, no way I will marry you to Muhammad. She said, do you want Quraysh to laugh at you? That this is happening when you are drunk? And here, this is the story. Look what she said. Look at the good woman. Look how good Muhammad is. She said to her father, ashamed, and what make yourself foolish in front of Quraysh? Tell people you were drunk. She is scamming the father. Look how filthy Khadija is. Now we know Muhammad, he married who? He married a scammer. What kind of woman? She made her father drunk. And if the Muslim will say to you, this story is da'if, this is stories are written after filtration of filtration of filtration. And why the Muslim, they will write a story like this about their prophet?
Well, yeah, and like I said, I've listened to you a long time. There's endless stories. I didn't like that was my thing. I was a bit reserved when I went there because I wasn't interested in just whatever. I find sometimes I just go 100% truth, and then people kind of whatever. I just like I'm right and you're wrong, and then but in this situation, there was no. Yeah, he just kind of cornered me. So right off the bat.
Well, let us see how he cannot corner you, my friend. I want you to call him back and get him busted, and tell him if you are brave, speak about the same topic with the Christian Prince if you're there. However, I'm here to
Well, yeah, and
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like he brought up something about Athanasius, which was an early church father, but like the way he did it was, and it kind of goes exactly with the title of his video that he posted.
We
Like
will
it's a complete lie what he said
Yeah, we will.
about him picking books.
Hold on,
Yeah.
we will go there. We will go there. But my friend, next time when somebody mentions
Yeah.
those books to you, right away says
Yeah.
to him, "Do you accept them yourself?"
Yes.
He would
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah.
So, okay, so he was a question. How you know they are not true, right? You said to him,
Well, yeah.
he is.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Yeah, you said to him, your prophet is quoting stories from false books. He says to you,
Yeah, exactly.
how do you know
Yes.
they are
Yeah,
true?
I studied it right after, and like he's quoting from the false gospel of Thomas, the infancy gospel, where
Right.
Jesus makes clay bird, which is false.
Right, and not only this, you should ask him, okay, do you yourself to accept those books? Are you saying they are correct? He will say no. So either the book is true or the book is false. And if you agree with me that the book is false, that means your prophet is quoting a story from a false book.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I've been actually waiting for him to be alive again because I want to respond to all those things. And I'm like, next time I go, I'll be more, a little bit more like you when I respond to him.
Yeah, and then, look at the Quran. This is the Quran, the life story of Muhammad, the companion of Muhammad. They accuse Muhammad of stealing an underwear. How he is a trustworthy. Imagine the disciple of Jesus. Imagine Peter. God forgive me for saying that. Imagine Peter accusing Jesus that he stole a piece of clothing. This is the trustworthy. Why the companions? And look at that false translation, dishonesty. What is dishonesty? It says Yaghul is not for a prophet to steal. They accuse him of stealing. And who is the one accused Muhammad of stealing? Muhammad companions, the best of Muslims. The one who collected the Quran. Allah could not collect the Quran. The companion, they collect the Quran. Look at this madness, and you read the interpretation, and you will see that Muhammad accused by his followers of stealing. What about Muhammad going to his own son's wife when she is in the house of the husband, and she flirt with him? He flirt with her, sorry. And then Muhammad make a verse in the Quran saying that Allah told him to take this woman who is still married. This is the trustworthy?
Yeah, exactly. There's endless response. Like things you can't condemn Jesus of anything. He's perfect. But then Muhammad, there's endless things.
Not only that. Now, if we go, let us play the video a little bit, listen to it, and we make more comment.
He went and he told them about God.
Yeah.
So this was his life in the beginning.
I guess one point about that is like I know there's some Quran verses that talk about Muhammad and being like just an ear, like he's just repeating things he's heard, like stories he's heard. So stories like the sleeper in the cave, or what's another one? Like Jesus making a clay bird and then making it come to life when he was a kid, or speaking from the womb. Like those are stories that were like known stories after. So something like me as a Christian, if I see a story like that, like I don't believe those stories, like certain ones like that, because like they were known like stories. They were just made up stories like later years after. So like that would be like one of the, I guess, a challenge I would have with like, I guess with that, yeah.
Well, that is not what the Quran is referring to. So when the people say Asatir al-Awwaleen,
you see, look how the deceiver he played. You said to him, the Quran saying he is an ear. He answered about the legions. This is not what you said to him. Now you said to him, they are saying that Muhammad is an ear. He believes in whatever people say to him. And then you mention to him his stories. And now I challenge the Muslim to tell us where the story is coming from then. Because those stories come from books. And we know the names of those books. But let us see what he will say now.
The fairy tales or stories of the ancient, right? When they're referring to that, they're not referring to these specific events, because now you're looking. This is the difference. Like you're looking.
So they are referring to